Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're doing our sancturum project. Today we have Doctor Strange, the movie, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, What If Zombies, What If Episode 4, Spider-Man No Way Home, with the heroes and the villains, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and some of these figures are new, and let's just get to work. And also, here are some of the stuff. Here are most of like the translucent parts that we might use for the build. We are going to use most of the builds because the weapons and the stuff is in there. Anyways, let us begin the sancturum project. Also, I forgot about these. Here, just let me get this. Oh, it's the wrong side. Sorry, guys. Okay, there. Anyways, let's begin. We have the 2016 Doctor Strange minifigure, and for this figure, I used the hair, the face, the legs, and the arms, and the chest from the same video, but this time I added an unofficial molded cape, and I used a cloth cape, and then I combined the two together so it looks like the cape is outwards. You know what I mean. But this cape has 4 arms, and if you take one of them off, you can actually see that they don't fit on a minifigure, and you can like move them upwards, down, up, downwards. They're a little loose, but you'll get the use of it. You can actually move their hands too, which is very cool. And I would say this minifigure is great. And now, on to our next figure. And now we have Wong, also known as Sorcerer Supreme. I just used the same torso and legs. I just had to use official purple arms, a tan face, hands, and I used the Star-Lord T'Challa hair for Wong. And yeah, this is about it for Wong. For our next minifigure, we have the Ancient One, and this is just the same figure from part 1. And if you take off the head, you know, the eyes are a little too close together, but I still think this is a good minifigure. And I think this should have been in, like, the original Sanctum Sanctorum 2022 set. I just wish the minifigure we got was better. Caecilius, yes, I spelled it right, and I used the exact same elements from the last film. And I would say most of the figure's pretty great, except for the eyes. Those really got me. It doesn't look like purple, it just looks like reptilian skin eyes. But this figure is mostly great. And this is about it for Caecilius. And on to Christine Palmer. And for this figure, I just decided to use baby blue arms and legs, and like the tan face and hands. I decided to use an electro back of the torso and I decided to use Pepper Potts hairpiece, and if you turn the expression, she has an angry face, which I'm not a fan of it, but we'll just have to like deal with it. But anyways, that's it for Christine Palmer, and we're off to Doctor Strange to Ragnarok, and the first figure is Thor. And this is really simple. I decided to use like the face and the hair from the minifigure Thor Love and Thunder, and I decided to use like dark blue legs and an Indiana Jones torso. And I don't have like an umbrella, but if you want to, you can. Oh wait, hang on. Where is it? Where's it? Wait, I think there we go. You can use like a great You can use like a gray hammer. I just use silver. Now it's an unofficial Lego, but you have to use gray. Don't make the same mistake as me. But like Loki is even simpler. I just decided to use like a business suit and with black legs, and I decided to use like this smirk from like the little Captain America set from the Infinity Saga, and I decided to use black hair. I wish I could get like the Loki hair from the CMF, including the face, which would look really great. And this is like the final version of Loki we ever saw, other than of course Avengers Infinity War with the Iron Man Mark 50. It's the same minifigure. I requested you get the new figure, just don't swap the head. I think the head fits more with like the nano suit, Iron Man suits. And for the back, it's actually for like the repulsor cannons if like Tony wants to fire that Matt call Obsidian, and the face expressions is still the same. I just need to get like the new figure. And for if you want to see the repulsor cannons, here are they. Here they are. And they're not my best work, but they'll have to do. Oh, by the way, if you take them off, you can actually hang on. No. You can actually take like those like cannons off, and you can like do like that scene where Tony like punches Thanos with these. And I think this is really cool, especially if you want like do a stop motion with like Iron Man versus Thanos. You should like do like one of those cannons, but let's just place them back so we can able to continue it and to continue with the video. And and one more thing, this Iron Man shield from like the Endgame Final Battle set from 2022. Just hang on. Okay, there we go. And I really think like it was shown in the scene, and I feel like we should have gotten like some sort of nano like weapons from Tony Stark, which would have been a really great thing to conclude. But speaking of nanotech, let's go to the Iron Spider, and this is just like the same figure. I just decided it's just the same as the original. It's still like I still gotta work on like the torso. The arms are the same. You just like if you turn it around, it's connected to 4 like hinge pieces and 4 clips. And yeah, this figure is still the same. I just need to color like the front of that. But let's go on to other figures. And up we have Bruce Banner, and I really think this should have like a new hair and face. The hair actually has like gray on the side, and I really think the face fits like Mark Ruffalo. If not, then it's my opinion. You can use like the original Thor face. I don't have it anymore. But let's just go on to the next figure in the unfinished. We have Ebony Maw, and I still have the legs. I just like found like like the middle part to hold up the legs and replace that so you can like have like a detail that called Ebony Maw. And I really think you should use this piece. And yeah, it's still the same, but this one is different. I actually got a new big fig you should include, which is called Obsidian, which is one of the most I think Lego missed out on Call Obsidian, which they should use like a new version of him. And even though this is like a knockoff, as you can see with the eyes connect, But I still think this figure like works with like Ebony Maw and Call Obsidian. Like there's gray, the coloring's great. It's just like most of the figure, it doesn't look like unofficial Lego. But anyways, that's it for Avengers Infinity War. And on to the next Avengers Endgame with the Iron Man Mark 85 suit. You could just like swap the helmet off, and that's it for Mark 85. And you could put Tony in the Quantum Realm suit. And now to Captain America. And for this figure, I decided to use like the shield you get from the CMF from Falcon or Bucky, and I decided to use the original 2012 Captain America, like the second Captain America, and I used the face from Han Solo and just blonde hair, and that's about it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can actually put like Steve in the Quantum Realm suit. I have two, just in case you guys want to like see like two of them in the Quantum Realm suit. And also, we have Ant-Man. I've never forgot to include him. And I would say this figure is still good. I just want to like, I still want to like include this figure, but you know, off to Endgame and on to Shang-Chi. And this is like Shang-Chi. I forgot his name, but I decided to use the arms, the torso the same. It's just I switched the hands and the face with the clone trooper, and that's about it for Shang-Chi. And on to the little creature, I think. But I decided to include him because I don't want to be like Shang-Chi alone, like Thor and Loki. But that's moving on from Shang-Chi. We have What If, and Zombie Hunter Spider-Man is the same as from the CMF, but Bucky is way more different. I decided to use the Clone Trooper Green's legs. I decided to use the 2018 Steve Rogers hair and the 2016 Bucky's hair and the CMF Bucky's torso. And on to Wasp, a new Wasp. I decided to use like the scissors cutting the chains off to represent like one of those things that she blasts out. And this is a new Ant-Man head I think they should use. And I decided to use the face from like that girl from like Shang-Chi in the Lego set, and decided to use the brown ponytail hairpiece. And I decided to use like these wings, even though they're like not like sharp, but I decided to use them. But that's it for Wasp. And on to Bruce Banner. Now for this figure, I decided to use the legs from Kai Season 4, the red hands, tan arms, the back side of the torso for Star-Lord. The hair and the face are the same as the Avengers Infinity War one. And in case you don't want to include him, but I want to include him, this is T'Challa Star-Lord Legless. And I wanted to include this figure to like honor Chadwick. And even though it's like been 2 years ago, I just still want to include him to the set because I feel like this figure should be in the set. And this might be like the last version of him we might see if we ever like see him in Wakanda Forever. But anyways, on from Chadwick to Headless Scott Lang. Yeah, I decided to include like him because I always see this as interesting. I decided to use like the jar piece, like a gray circular like plate, and I decided to use like a flat stud to represent him in a jar. But that's about it for him. And I'm still gonna get like Zombie Falcon, Zombie Iron Man, Zombie Wong, and Zombie Doctor Strange. But on to like Supreme Strange, which is I say is one of my favorite figures. Like the torso, the legs, the face. I decided to change the face, the brown hairpiece for the black and white on the edges hairpiece. And I decided to use, and I really think this figure is really great. And it's really good. But I also have to include the Watcher because I really need that figure. But anyways, that's it for What If, ending on this figure. And guys, give me a comment. Which Spider-Man should I use? Should I use the red and black suit, the red and gold suit, or the integrated suit? Tell me in the comments. Type in 1 if you want want like one of them, or two if I should like do all three. But I feel like 3 is like too much Spider-Man. And yeah, I don't want to like add too much, but I have too much, then it is what it is. And on to Andrew's Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. My favorite Spider-Man out of all the group. He uses like the same like torso and arm printing in the face, but I decided to swap the head and the mask for the 2012 Spider-Man, and like the hairpiece I got it from like a Lego store off a minifigure. But anyways, that's about it for Andrew's Spider-Man. And on to Tobey's Spider-Man, which is like one of my favorites. And this is just like using the same figure from it, like the same custom minifigure. There's not a lot to it, but it's still a great minifigure. But anyways, that's it for and on to MJ. It's just like the same figure from like the 2021 like the basement, Doctor Strange's basement. But if you switch the wait, hang on, I still need to find it. Oh, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and like the video. Oh, I think I found... Wait, hang on. Oh, wait, I think I found it. There it is. Okay. You can actually use, like, this hairpiece for it. I don't know, but you can use, like, the hairpiece or, like, the brown hairpiece. It's your choice, but that's it for MJ. And now on to Doctor Strange in his winter clothes. And now, for this figure, I just used, like, the same, like, torso and legs, but I decided to use the cape method, and what do you know, the cape doesn't have the arms. And for the face and the hair, I just used the same from the 2016 Doctor Strange. And on to Wong, and I would say this doesn't have a lot of change. I decided to use, like, the robes from the 2021 set, and yeah, I still use the same face. But anyways, off to Wong and on to the Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. And for the minifigure, I decided to use like everything except for the hairpiece to change for the same thing. I decided to add like one of those like... Wait, hang on. Let me put on the hoodie. There, you could put on the hoodie, have like that Indiana Jones like purse thing. I can't remember what it's called, but I still think this is a great minifigure. But anyways, that's about it for Green Goblin. Off to Sam Raimi's Dr. Octopus. And if you want to include like the tentacles or like official Lego Dr. Octopus arms, I just think these are better to the Special Deluxe. Like, it has like, this is like the same figure that came from the mail, but the hairpiece I didn't like, so I decided to change it with the Han Solo one. And if you like turn it, and the arms are like, sorry, I can't even speak. The arms are like connected, and it has like that like that coat thing. But if you switch the face, you can actually see a more like Sam Raimi's Dr. Octopus, which, yeah, I think like the mouth is like a little too close. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, that's it for Dr. Octopus. And on to Sam Raimi's Sandman. And even though he's all like sandy, I just decided to like include him just because like this is a really good minifigure. And this is just like the same. I'm glad that I didn't like get the one of those like headpieces, but I like the sand hammer, which I really like. And even though like the face and like the hand is still good, but I think the hammer like wins over that. Anyways, that's it for Sandman. On to Jamie Foxx's Electro. And I gotta say, this minifigure is like one of my favorites. And one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. The face doesn't look good, but if you turn it around, you can actually see the electrified like eyes are so much better and gives that character the detail. But anyways, that's it for Jamie Foxx's Electro. And on to the lizard, one of the least favorite characters that I'm not a fan. I still like the lizard, it's just that he didn't really do much in the film. He's just like fighting the Spider-Man, but it's still a good figure. Anyway, moving from No Way Home to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And for this figure, I decided to use like a new cape and torso, like from like the Doctor Strange I got from the mail, and decided to use like the same technique. I just like used the original cape from like the 2020, like the start Doctor Strange No Way Home, and here's the comparison. And I think like the one I got is much better than the original. But for the face and hair, I decided to use the same. But on to Doctor Strange. And on to Scarlet Witch. And for this figure, I decided to buy two unofficial ones, but change like the face. I changed the face, and like the chest and the hairpiece are the same. I decided to use official Lego arms, and I decided to use like a plastic skirt piece from like the same minifigure with the chest and hair, and I decided to change like the legs. But when I get the new figure, I'm gonna put like the legs on it and the arms on it, including the face. But anyways, that's it for Scarlet Witch. And on to a working American Chavez. And this figure is not done yet, but if I get like the official one, I'll be the one to like replace the legs with these legs. But anyways, let's just move those legs to the side and talk about Sinister Strange. And I know this is not like movie accurate, but the face is still squashed. But if you like, but he still has the third eye. So what I'm gonna do with this figure, I'm gonna change like the torso, the legs, and the hair with like the Loki from like Thor Ragnarok with this hairpiece if I ever get the Loki CMF, and change like the torso and legs with the official Sinister Strange. And let's go to Defender Strange. It's just the same. I just changed the hands and the face from like the Doctor Strange I got, the unofficial Doctor Strange I got from the minifigure, and changed the face and kept like the ponytail. And overall, I think this figure is really good. Anyways, that's it for Defender Strange. And on our last Doctor Strange minifigure, we have Supreme Strange from Multiverse of Madness. And it's like the same. I decided to change like the face and the hair for it because like the face was like weird. Hang on. The face was like weird looking, and I decided to change the face from Bruce Wayne, and I decided to use like the same hairpiece from any unofficial Doctor Strange. But anyways, that's it for Supreme. And on to the Illuminati, starting off with Captain Carter. And I think this minifigure should be more detailed in the set because, you know, like Wanda's crown or something, you can like, you know that. Anyways, I decided to like change the face and the hair to like represent a more modern day Captain Carter, but I still think this minifigure is great. It's just like an unofficial one. It's still a great minifigure. But anyway, on to the next figure, Black Bolt. And I really like this minifigure, even though this is like the same minifigure from the set from like the last video. I still think this is a good minifigure, but I decided to like, I forgot to mention this. I want to swap out the heads for this Black Bolt, and I'd say it's like separate heads, but if you'd like to do them on the same, it looks really great. But anyways, that's it for like Black Bolt. This is a really great minifigure. And on to Captain Marvel. And this figure, I really like. The face is weird, and like the front and back are scratched up, probably because of the mail issue. But anyways, let's just hang on. I just need to get the focus. But this is a good minifigure actually. And if you like swap the head, just hang on. If you swap the head, you can actually get like a prepared Captain Marvel. And even though like the face looks like kind of weird, but this minifigure is still great. And this minifigure is a huge step up from the last one. And on to the smartest man alive, Reed Richards, leader of the Fantastic Four. It's the same figure, I decided to change the hairpiece. And if you swap the arms out, just hang on. You could get longer arms. You can put longer arms on. And with like the Woody arms that are like the blue now. But this minifigure is really great. And yeah, this is about it for the fourth member of the Illuminati. And on to Mordo, Mordo, the only survivor of the Illuminati. And I think this is a huge step up from Legos. But there's not much to say for this minifigure. And on to Professor X. And for this minifigure, I decided to buy an unofficial one. But if you swap the head out, if you swap the head out, you can actually, like, put, like, a sleeping, like he's going into Wanda's mind and closing his eyes to represent he's, like, going to Wanda's mind. You know what I mean. And for the legs, they're really good, even though they don't, like, count as, like, what Lego should do, but it's still a great minifigure. And I really like this minifigure in the chair. I really like how the chair, you can, like, make the chair. And on to our last figure, Clea, from the end credits. And I know, like, she could, like, appear in Doctor Strange 3 sets, so I decided to include her with, like, a special, like, sword piece that cuts into the reality. But this is about it for every minifigure. And now we have all the props. We have the blasters, the Green Goblin glider, the Infinity Stones, the portals, the grave, the demon cloak, the weapons, the books, the rings, and the pieces for the characters. But anyways, happy Halloween, and I'll see you in the next video.